competitive lineages dropped dead in their stables without warning of seemingly natural causes. And in a place where such beasts can be worth their weight in gold, this happening was perhaps the most widely discussed of the night's many strange occurrences. Most of the screaming, agitated animals which survived whatever was at work that night were found come morning to have thundered through the shattered doors of luxurious barns and bedded down in pasture corners, seemingly desperate to put distance between themselves and their dying kin. But whether it be cloud or droning call or equine death, these too would go unexplained, and the wealthy owners which suffered the losses were forced to silently eat the cost. None of these events have, so far as I've seen, ever been linked by observers, official or otherwise. All report or comment on them is either the tone of mundane recitation, or in the case of stranger things like the horse deaths, the tongue-in-cheek mood of humorous allusion to aliens or livestock mutilations. The forgetful weight of day-to-day existence has obscured these things, even in the minds of those who experienced them firsthand, and who can blame them. After all, the grueling concerns of life stack up, and to dwell too deeply and wonder too much on problems past is to ignore the duties of the present. But I have not forgotten. I have not been able to forget. And so long as what I saw that May night all those years ago lingers unspoken in me, I do not believe I will ever be able to turn my back upon it. What put me in that place where it all unfolded, so alien an environment to me, that night? It was, in the end, Thomas, an old friend of mine, who dragged me to Fayette that evening. He'd called me up to Lexington from Danville that night to play a session of a game he'd started up with some friends from classes at UK. Those sorts of tabletop excursions are nearly always a disappointment when undertaken with strangers, and though I'd been happy to fill in for my friend, I was also happy when the session ended early, and I escaped my obligations to them. We'd held the game in a small rented house tucked into the older neighborhoods across Nicholasville Road, opposite the mall, which Thomas shared with a handful of other students. And when the crowd went their separate ways, he asked me to come over to Fayette and grab dinner with him so we could properly catch up. It had been a year or two by then since we'd talked in person, unmitigated by mutual friends. So, despite my lack of enthusiasm,